You're laughing your ass off at my team.
There's also...
shut up! He's going to be the number one overview player for Mission in the
No chance.
Maybe besides Dylan Moore.
No chance.
Okay, no, Cornwall's got, Dylan Moore, that's it.
No chance. There's no chance.
I don't like his release, so stop talking about it.
I didn't say it once, but since you brought it up... Francis!
I just got
Francis!
I just got concussed.
Doesn't care.
Tom Mitchell doesn't tug on the ball. Thomas kicks the winning goal and he got 140. Vice captain right now.
Welcome back to the hairiest podcast of the week. We are with Nerds for Life and myself, Geordie. How you going, Pete? How's the SuperCoach year treating you?
It's been okay. Thanks for having me on. I've been excited to get on. But it has been an interesting year for me. I've just been hunting for bargains because I have absolutely zero cash generation. And I'm scraping the barrel. I haven't upgraded above 500k yet.
Ooh, we're going to go through that sexy team once we go through my shit team. And we'll get it. Are those Christmas socks in the background? What
No.
Socks here?
SuperCoach socks.
Oh, okay.
The 1 year I won it, and I'm displaying them.
All right. I was thinking that's a weird kind of backdrop. Christmas socks. No. See, I don't know what that look like because I haven't fucking won any. So there we go. Now, where can everyone find you, mate, if they want to find your potties and that?
Nerds for Life SuperCoach, just here. So Nerds for Life SC. You can find me on X, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, OnlyFans, all of them. I'm on everything.
OnlyFans.
Spotify.
How much your subscription fee?
It's just don't pay it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I can get AI to just anyway. Let me just show you. This is what the rest of the potty members are doing. We have here Jamie, myself, Maddie, and you. That's our trades out for last week. Kakao Flynn, Max Hall Flynn, Pepper Power Flynn, Flynn Kakao Bias. You used your last boost?
Not for me. I've got two more.
Not for you? No, plenty of boosts left in the bank. Nice one. And as Jamie said, he's absolutely flying, 856 rank. I'm up to 1,851. Maddie has such a good week this week. He jumped 5,000 spots from his 11,000. I thought maybe because he beat me in the league, he could come onto the potty, but he still refuses to budge. Not with such a disgusting rank like that. But as you can see, look at that. Maddie brought in the bot this week. Probably not ideal, but he's paying up for the big absolute primos. Unlike you, no upgrades over 500k this year.
No, I wish I could afford the big guys, but I've got my rookies I did not nail this year, which is annoying. So I've made all my trade-ins, so my upgrades were Humphrey, so he was about 270k, and then I've done Bailey Smith, which was 458k, Petrarca, which was 482k or something like that. LDU 490k, and then Marshall 470 and Warner 489. I haven't touched a 500k play yet.
We'll get your team up on the screen now. Can you please present said team? And
this is the discount team.
This is the LD team.
This is it. I'm hitting present. Give me a moment as we do this. Well, let's see.
What happened? There we go. Here we go. We've got a bit of action here. All right. Whitfield Cheese. So I'm guessing you started with all these superstar primos in the back line.
My starting team I was happy with primo-wise. It was just the rookies that I didn't quite nail. So Whitfield, Sheasel, Clark, Roberts started, and I've been pretty happy with them. Reed started, been happy with him. I don't know. He's pretty close to being a keeper at the moment. So who knows how that's going.
I don't know if that's sustainable by Zach Reed. Surely not.
I doubt it as well. But the thing is, because Ridley's out and he got injured the week before, if he's playing that Ridley role, maybe you just hold him for a long time.
Sometimes Ridley playing the Ridley role gets 70, so...
That is true. But that's because Ridley breaks down at halftime.
Zach Reed, I reckon straight to the bonds after his bye. I reckon, a bit of DPP action. We're going to, myself included, I got Rosie in that midfield and we just probably chuck him back there as my D6 and put Zach Reed in the midfield when we upgrade him for Bonds, Butters, or even Brayshaw if you don't have him. But continue on. Show me the rest of your team.
Dacos in 2-3 weeks is going to be juicy too as a non-owner of myself. I did feel Patton. Oh God, honestly. You
didn't really have a choice, did you?
No, I did not have a choice. I did not have a choice. I thought, you know what, he'll be a good 50, maybe. No, didn't even get to 10. Brayshaw, Neil, Rosie, I'm happy with. LDU, Chera, Daniel, Lindsay Hustway, it's not too bad, I suppose. But then got Gorn, who I'm so glad I didn't trade away Gorn. Captained him both those massive weeks. That was
traded him out. I can't even imagine my rank if I fucking kept that big bald dickhead.
I mean this in the nicest way possible, but you fucked up.
I fucked up, but I'm fucked up. But you don't have Sherry, so.
I know.
Are you going to continue tight-ass ways, or are you going to open that wallet and get yourself a Sherry? Oh, you can't, really, unless you get one of these dickheads out.
I can't. That's the thing. Like, there's nothing I can do. I'm thinking eventually Pitnet comes in and then TDK to Cherry. Like, that's just what I'm going to do. I've just got, and then I've already got Marshall. So it's like, I got Marshall at 470K. Well, everyone else is going to be scrambling to get Marshall at like 550, 580K. So I feel like I've just kind of like got the fourth best ruckman for now, or the third best ruckman when Pitnet comes back. I've just done it earlier than everyone else. But yeah. So TDK, I think my forward line looks sick. I'm happy with my forward line. The rest of my team looks like garbage, but forward line looks elite. And I've got Aiden Johnson as well, just because I thought he would play more 2 games.
Yeah, you shouldn't even told me. I wouldn't even looked at him if you didn't tell me that. But look, I got Melbourne Dad Henderson. So look, I think one more non-playing rookie, we're pretty fucked. So we're going to have to nail these rookie picks. There is a rookie crisis. And look, I'll get that up, and we'll go through all the rookies from the lowest price, about 200K, and we'll find it which one we can actually trade in this year. Because, man, if we get this wrong, there is absolutely no cash. I'll just quickly show you my team while we're here, guys. So we got all this. Look at this star-studded lineup. So my boost, I was going to get rid of Bice for Sinclair or Ashcroft for my boy Marriage, but everyone said no, Marriage train to sale, don't get Marriage. And I keep on listening to dickheads instead of backing myself, so that's my own fault. Look, I got that superstar Marshall as well.
I like it.
Got Ned Long ready to go, Ashcroft ready to go, Bice ready to go, Trainer. So I got some cash in there for some upgrades. I'd love to get rid of Kako, but let's see what we can do with the player side of things, mate, because we are in struggle town.
Kako was probably my second favorite trade out this year.
Who's that?
So Kako was my second favorite trade out. Like, it felt so relieving as he exited my team. It was amazing. My favorite trade out was Foz. Finn O'Sullivan, that was a trade out that made me feel better.
That would. He's been stinking up the field. First on the cheap list, we have Archer Day Wicks. What are we thinking about Archer Day Wicks mid 499 cheap as dog shit? Not for me personally. I'm not going to go into massive detail on all these absolute duds, but yeah, look, 6 touches, 1 goal. Good on him. Probably don't want another DNP on my bench, so I won't be getting him. Thoughts?
Look, I don't like his job security. Has been tearing the VFL up though. Like, looked good in the VFL. 33 with a goal. It's not screaming like, job security. But in saying that, I've played around with my team a little bit, and I've worked out that I could bring in Sinclair this week, but as long as I bring in Archer Day Wicks, I'm thinking of just doing it so I can.
Surely we got better options than this guy. Like, are you that desperate for no cash gen on your bench?
But did you see my team? I tried it. There was no cash.
I think we got to find some cash for this team, man. Even myself, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Like, don't tell. Like, I think I saw you. This guy. No, I don't even know how to say his name. Josiah Delana. Nah. That's nah. I wouldn't have thought so.
No, he's got a -4 break even. It screams yuck. 26 out of 37. Oh, far out. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
so
looking good.
this guy, I'm not keen on him either. I mean, he's
To be
played
honest,
his 2 games. He's on the bubble, and accumulatively, he hasn't even got 10 touches in 2 games. So 3 touches and 5 touches with a massive sub risk in every week. I'm not touching him. Neither
not
should you.
playing defense either. He's actually playing forward. He had
You can tell by
3
that sneak
disposals.
behind you.
Yeah, he's been spending all the time up forward. So, which is interesting because the Giants have actually looked good. So the ball's actually been in their forward line. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's dropped.
Harry Boyd, yeah, he's there.
Yes.
Yeah, look, Jefferson is actually going to be 99k if he keeps this up. His break even to 60. It just comes off scoring a 1. Another one I wouldn't be too keen on.
Wouldn't touch
Stop
that.
me if you see someone like, I think Ben Camporale could get a call up this week. He had over 30 touches in the VFL, was one of the best. Unfortunately for us and 31% of teams, Lucas Camporale didn't play that good in Carlton's game in the VFL. He only had about 19 touches. So if anyone's getting a call up, you think it's Ben with his 30 and a goal or 30 and that's around that mark.
Camporale. But in saying that, like it's a bit more expensive, but Carroll actually, I think he got pulled out of the VFL game. I read somewhere.
He did.
So and with all the defensive injuries that the Blues had on Friday night, I wouldn't be surprised if Carroll comes straight back into that team, and he's still got a negative break even. So I don't mind that if you don't have a Carroll.
Bringing in Carroll.
I mean, if you're trading down, like if you've got enough cash to make an upgrade and you're struggling with a trade down, you could be doing worse, like much worse.
I don't think you can be doing too much worse, man. I mean, it's 180k just coming off a 30. But look, as I said, this is slim pickings time, and
yeah,
I'm not going early on.
That's true. That's true. At least it will make you some money, I suppose. It's not horrible.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see if he gets a game. But yeah, no, look, as I said, Cody Angrove, he was really good in the preseason. Look, these Giants players, they're either going to be sub or subbed off. He was a bit better than the other bloke, but he's got 13 touches, 1 tackle. I think we're going to have to spend a little bit more. You got your bloke, Aiden Johnson, not getting the call-ups. Yeah,
I need him.
Hugh Box was an interesting one because he's playing West Coast this week. If he gets named, he wasn't even sub, so it's promising in terms of, I won't say job security because I wouldn't be surprised if it gets dropped, but he had about 60 minutes on field and 60 minutes off. So even if he's not the sub, he's some way what is a sub.
Yeah, he had really low time on ground, which wasn't great, obviously, because he scored 38. Funnily enough, still higher than my lowest scoring fielded player. But he's probably, like, if he plays, he's most likely the best trader. If you haven't gone early on him, like most of us have, he would be the best traded in player this week on the bubble. Provided he plays, of course, because he's got a midfield role too.
Playing West Coast definitely helps that as well. So we've got Boxall in there. Most people would have him. So at the moment, we've got Boxall and Matt Carroll as the options. Let's see. So this guy would have been an absolute ripper to bring in, man. He got a 64 with limited time on ground because he went off with the ACL. Better luck next year, but he would have been nice. One that Matty kind of likes is Cooper Simpson from Freo. Was surprised when he was not the sub and Erasmus was. 18 touches, though, 6 marks. I think, Driscoll, when he comes back, that could hurt. What do you think about Cooper Simpson?
He was playing more defense from what I saw. So that means that possibly a Driscoll doesn't actually affect him. I'm thinking that Erasmus is the one that's out, and then Cooper Simpson might actually stay in for a bit.
I think Cooper Simpson, right? So Erasmus could get dropped for a Driscoll, but then someone's got to get relegated to the vest, and I can think of no one better than Cooper Simpson from Fremantle. I've had a look at their team. Although it is filled with duds, they're all household names of duds, but Cooper Simpson could be relegated to the vest just if one more player pushes in.
That's sad. That's the thing. You're right. You're going to get maybe another sub-affected game maybe this week if you're lucky, but then his bubble and you're going to get a sub-affected game most likely if he keeps his spot in the team. He is a bit of a bigger bodied player though, because he's been in the system I think a few years, so I don't mind it. But also, we're slim pickings as it is. Really, no one that we have that is below him has any job security apart from Boxall, and even his job security is kind of meh at the moment.
And even if Boxall's not the sub, he's pretty much going to be the sub because he's going to miss half the game of football. So it's not looking good so far. Let's see what else we can find out. Bailey McDonald is, pretty much he's pretty much the sub all the time. Right?
Yeah, he hasn't changed in price. That confused the crap out of me just then.
Is this real? Am I glitching here? Because I'm pretty sure he should have had a price rise in his third game, but he has not moved.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm tempted to get it.
Quickly get him before Champion Data notices, guys.
Yeah. Do the trade now. Do the trade now before. What happens if we trade him in and the trade's finalized and then he goes up in cash? But I've bought him at 119k. What happens?
I'm happy to find out. I mean, not because it's a good trade, but because
but I want to know.
I'm just going to check my phone to see if this matches what's on my computer right now. Because Champion Data, not only do they drop the ball all the time when scoring players like Gawn and Bont, they could even have dropped the ball. Let me double check if Bailey, what's his fucking idiot's name? Bailey McDonald.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a confirmation on this, so if I'm not a computer error.
No, my phone's not.
Played 3 games and he has not moved in price. That is crazy.
But let's see.
So wait, if we get him in and he plays another game, do we get 2 price rises in the one game?
Maybe. I mean, his break evens are 16.
I mean, look, he is pretty shit, but I'm kind of keen to see what happens if you bring him in and Champion Data realize they fucked up.
I kind of just want to do it. Like they forgot about it.
Can you do it? I'm taking SuperCoach a little bit too serious this year, so
I want to do it for the fun. Like I can get rid of Ben Payton finally, and I can get this guy in, and that excites me.
All right, guys. Get him in now. Get him in your team before Champion Data realize.
Price rises in 1 week.
Finalize your trades, and they can't take that money away from you. It's like shopping with a coupon. All right. That's interesting. Finbar. Now Finbar was subbed off. However, he does have Richmond this week, and if he gets a game, you think he can get some snaggle pusses. How are we thinking about the Finbar?
I don't hate it, but I don't want another North Melbourne player. I don't want another round 12 bye player. The only reason I won't touch him. I won't touch him because of that
draw. This is what Colorado don't give it. We'll talk about Caleb Daniel as well, but Richmond, Collingwood, West Coast, pretty good for Caleb, but also Finbar should be able to snag some snaggle pusses. But we'll get as I said, that. I know we're not talking
about Caleb Daniel just yet. But that's one of the reasons why I want to hold him.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely get to Caleb because as I can see here, he's been traded out by a lot of teams, and I'm not really against trading him out because of that. Man, we should have started talking about him. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to the rookies because we'll find some rookies before we just talk about. Let's go a bit quicker. Buslinger, if he's back in playing a full game, why not? I'm probably going to do it. I mean, there's no one else. Dud. Isaac Keeler can come in, but he's a dud. Bo Allen is actually not too bad. He did get 36. He was suspended, so bringing him in could be a nice one. I don't mind if you get Bo Allen. What do you reckon of him?
He did get a negative 12 in the preseason.
He also got like a higher score in the preseason as well. I think he got.
True. But when you put the 2 games together, he just got an average game. Technically, his average would be just meh.
Well, fuck. Well, what are we going to do then? All right. It's not like we've got all these options to pick from. Liam O'Connell, same price. He is pretty shit. However, guys, he's going to get rid of his 3.
Do you want to know a funny story?
Is it about Liam O'Connell?
It is.
Then yes.
Guess which idiot started him?
I'm going to guess it's Maddie?
Did he actually?
No, but
I was like, I thought I was the only one.
No. You started him and traded him out.
I started him and traded him out after that 3. I like full raged.
Well, good news.
I took my $800 and left.
He's good news. He's building something special here, and I can't even pretend. Let's just skip over him. Joe Barry's a dud as well. I mean, he's got the worst role in football, small forward and probably a sub. Khaleesi's got a 2. Narkle's just God. Now let's get to something we can actually set our watch to, not Erasmus.
No, I wouldn't touch him again.
Sandy Brock got a 60. And
someone I think we missed, to be honest. I actually don't mind it, but I reckon he's dropped this week with McGovern anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, well, tell me who I missed.
No. I think Sandy Brock's someone that I probably
Oh, okay. I thought you said I missed someone. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've been through this bug.
No. Missed as in, like, we probably should have got him last week. I wouldn't touch him now.
This week, probably not.
Well, yeah, true. But, I'd rather take the 50K than my Boxall 0 increase.
That's true.
Could have got Boxall this week and that could have been fixed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I think he's one of the most popular traded-in players, and I like it. It's Syed Al-Hawley. Now, he was unfortunately given the vest in a lot of his starting games. However, he got a full run at it. Still got a 4 in the name. And his stats done a lot better than what a 69. 21 touches and a goal. No free kicks against. That could be easily an 80. I know a lot of the defenders are on fire, but that's pretty good. He's only gone up about 35K. So he's a pretty good option. I don't mind him. What do you reckon?
It is, honestly, I've taken a look, and he is the only rookie that I actually like in this. Yep. Out of everyone that we've talked about, he is the only one that I like. He's already passed his bubble, low break even, DPP as well, so you can actually put him in your midfield if your defenders are full. Yeah. I do like it. I think he's got Richmond coming up soon too, so that's a decent score. I think it's next week, Richmond. Yeah, so he's got Richmond coming up.
If he's not dropped or sub, it could be pretty handy. But you think Bombers, Lewis Hayes went out injured for the year, so you think he moves one step up the pecking, and that's a good stat line. Even this game where he had 18 touches and 4 tackles, then he was given the vest. That's pretty poor. It's pretty poor work from the Dons there. They've got to give him a fair run at it.
I think he was subbed in at that Melbourne game too. I think he started a sub and they copped an injury early and he was subbed in. I'm pretty sure he got 3 subs in a row. Yeah.
So I think he's good bang for buck. Even if he gets a couple of vests, he'll be around this, in the year at the latter stages regardless. So your boy Ben Patton.
Yuck.
Your boy Joe Fonte.
Nah, too expensive for me. For a 29.
I
can get Delano for the score the same for like 70K less or 60K less. I'm fine with that.
Exactly. Now, some people would already have Al Hawley, so let's see who was asked. It was Ed Allen, who, with all the Collingwood people out, still got a 47, probably still going down. I wouldn't be touching him. No. Let's just quickly zip through. Now, Sid Draper will be right. Sid Draper can't get a game with Matt Crouch out, and he's breaking.
No idea. And his break even so high, he's going to drop so much money. Just leave him. But you did miss one, which was Harry Sharp. I don't think he's going to make any money. But he could be one of those guys with DPP that you could just hold for the year on your bench, and you could avoid a 0 one day.
Like the thing with what's his name, Sharp, is that it's in my imagination, or I could swear he's had so many vests. Like, he screams vest player to me. And look, I'll get up some stats to back these wild accusations I'm having, but with the Sharp, I know we got a 50, 72% game time, not bad, but all right, is this working now? Fuck hell, technology. So we can see Sharp here. I mean, he's last, but other than the game he just played where he got that 53, he's had 5 vest-affected games in a row. I mean, that's pretty fucking shit.
It's shit, but
at least he's playing every game.
Yeah, if you're looking for someone with actually some job security, right? I don't hate it. Again, it's one of those players where it's like, you pick him, he's probably going to play the rest of the season, and maybe he covers you for a 30 in a bye week rather than a 0. Just that, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather take a 30 than a 0. And hopefully it rolls out and you don't have to worry about it. So as the buys are approaching, maybe a rookie with some job security isn't horrible, just so he can cover you in a bye week. He's your 18th player. But I don't want to do it. But like, it's not.
It's not a bad option. You'd think at this stage, after everything we've spoken about, is in the top 5, right up there with Bailey McDonald. So
I want McDonald just for the fun of it. I want to get an email from SuperCoach saying, "Hey, we've made a mistake. You've traded this guy in. You now technically owe us 50K SuperCoach money." I can't afford it. I can't pay them. So,
what are they going to do? They can't do anything. Sheldrick. Now, Sheldrick has so much potential, but he's been sub a couple of times. But he was scoring pretty well in his first year. He's gone backwards this year. I mean, he's kicked a goal in the last 4 games, but he's played. But I don't know. I don't pick him with no confidence at all.
He's a more expensive sharp with worse job security. So and no DPP.
No DPP. Henry Hustwaite. Can't believe he got subbed. What an absolute joke. I will not even get into how angry I am about that. Now, Gross, I mean, if you wanted to pick him, you probably still could. He only played the last quarter. He had 6 touches and 2 free kicks against the hole in the ball, and he still got a 46. That's fucking bullshit. I'm not happy. Like, fucking Champion Dunn is so fucking dumb. He had 6 touches, 2 hole in the balls, and 3 tackles, and he gets a 46. I don't know. That sounds honestly to me.
Honestly, because I picked Clay Hall over him, I'm kind of happy.
Yeah.
And I hope he's dropped so Clay Hall can play.
Fair enough. But who knows? I mean, see how he goes. But yeah, Jackson Binns, he looks decent. He's obviously at the elevated price. We're getting into spending a little bit more than we want. But look at that. 1 goal and 22 touches. That's not a bad stat line for the old Binsy boy.
But he's not on the bubble, so you can hold.
And Jeb Hughes, the 31-year-old superstar from the Cats. Was he injured? Was he out of form? Was he playing the VFL? Who knows? He just got a 95 with 17 touches, and he is not very high on my list, mate. Talk to me about him.
No, I'm pretty sure Geelong, from memory, had a few defenders out, and he's probably retiring at season's end. I'm out. Definitely no.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't want to go any further because now we're just probably spending too much money. Is there anyone else that you have your eye on before we talk about Caleb Daniel?
Not one more player that I have my eye on. Or to be honest, I'm probably going to just buy, because I feel like all the rookies are shit regardless. So I'm most likely just going to buy the cheapest of the garbage, so then I can afford the best primo upgrade. That's kind of how I'm playing it, because this week there's not much anyway. That's what I'm doing.
That's true, mate. That's true.
Also, I can get Sinclair if I just do that. Just go full budget.
Well, we'll get into our trades very soon, but let's talk about Caleb Daniel because he's on a lot of chopping blocks. Talkies there, he could potentially get dropped. He played so fucking shit. 51, but it's his first score under 80 for the year. The only reason I would trade him, as you can tell, I got Callahan, I got Roberts, but I'd probably trade him because that round 12 buy is so hectic. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 premiums from that round 12 buy that are just sitting there, and is going to make it a really tough week for me. So if you want to get rid of Caleb Daniel for that reason, fair enough. But he does have Richmond and he does have West Coast within the next 3 of his playing weeks. What are your thoughts on Caleb Daniel? Is Harry Sheasel in the back line affecting him too much now to hold him?
I think Sheasel is definitely affecting him. And I have both, so I'm happy in one end and disappointed on the other. But the next 3 games scream he might actually play okay. It's probably more of a benefit for Sheasel, and he's probably like a 90 to 100 kind of score, even 105, maybe if we're lucky. So we're missing out on okay scores, but I can't see him going mental. I don't see a 130 coming out of him, to be honest. And like Collingwood should be a good game too, because they don't really lock down running halfbacks either. So he could score well against them as well. But look, I've looked at my round 12 bye, and it's dire. Like it's bad. And
you don't even have Sherry.
I don't even have Sherry. No, I don't even have Sherry, and it's looking bad. I wish I did have Sherry. I would take Sherry non-playing that week than not to have Sherry, but I could, whatever. I got TDK. Yeah. But either way, it's. I just realized you have Sherry and TDK. Wow, that's bad for round 12.
Boys, but I've got Marshall, chopping them out.
I'll have Marshall and Gorn that week. So yes. But anyway, look, I get it. The thing is, if you're trading Daniel out at his bye anyway, it might be worth to trade him out now before he loses a little bit more money, because there's some decent players that actually are that are kind of bottoming out at the moment. Guys like Sinclair, Naish Wanganeen Malera has been really good. He's only 550k too. That's only a 110k jump, right? You can actually get a decent, you can probably get Sada Hawley, and who's probably the best rookie available this week, and Caleb Daniel. That's not too bad. What's annoying is, don't be upset if you trade him out that he's going to score maybe 110 against West Coast and maybe 110 against Richmond. So
you know what? Collingwood just played Freo, and you saw what Clark and Luke Ryan scored against them as well. So
that's why. So I actually see some decent scores coming out of him. So if you trade him out, just don't be pissed if you see some decent scores coming out of him. So you want to do it for. You don't want to do it for a rookie. I wouldn't be doing it for a rookie. There's no rookie that you desperately need, right? I would only be doing it if you're going to be jumping on someone like a Cherry, fair enough, or Bont's going down in price, Dacos is going down in price, someone like Peaking, you're not going to get Sinclair any cheaper than he is this week, unless something bad happens, of course. So I don't hate it, but I would prefer to get those rookies off your field. Honestly, I'm so sick of seeing a guy score 27 on my field. So I'm trying to I think I'm just going to hold Daniel and just suck it up. Honestly, if he shits the bed against Richmond and he does nothing, then he's out. That's it. He's done. He's gone. But I'm probably going to at least hold him against the Tigers. Honestly, and then if he does nothing, he's out.
I think I'll hold him too. Obviously, unless he's dropped. Let's see what we can do. Let's get into the trade side of things, because I'm going to do my trades, which is essentially what my boost was going to be. So I'm going to get rid of Bicey Boy, and I'm going to get a defender for him. Now, there's so many nice defenders you could pick up this week. There is Wanganeen Malera, who's sitting at a nice price. Sinclair, even Jordan Clark from Freo is at a really good price. And he's not going to probably get too much cheaper either. Bailey Dale, if your buy isn't too bad, he's got two big 120s in a row. Max Holmes has turned his form around and his break-even's now home. There's a lot of really good primos in the back line to go shopping. It's a perfect week for a defender. And my top pick is Clark, but I want as many players as against West Coast as possible. So I'm going Sinclair. And this is what one trade looks like for me without having to get any disgusting rookies. So the back line is essentially done with Sinclair for bias. When Rosie gets his DPP, he'll pop back in there for Zach Reid, and Zach Reid becomes whatever primo. And that's what it's going to look for me. Now, if I need to do another two trades, it's going to be Trainer's going to make way for probably Al Hawley, as we discussed. Obviously, you can get that Bailey McDonald and see what happens as well. So, and then maybe looking to get rid of Ned Long. But it's a bit of a dilemma for me because I really only want to get the bonds and the high primo ones. So I would have to settle for, let's have a look, 5-3-4. Yep, looks like a here and under. Noah Anderson's probably the best pick of them. I'm not going to get Warner. I thought I'd antipod him. And now I can get another one. I can get another Max Holmes as well. But I don't think... my boy Marish that everyone tells me not to get. I'd love to pick him up. And obviously, Matty Rowell is just going to keep on losing money, so I wouldn't be picking up him. He's got another high break even. So that's what I'm thinking for this week, mate. What do you think of that?
I like it. I think no long you've made your cash, just cash in personally. Same with Trainer. I think Earl Hawley is probably the only one, the real rookie that is worth picking up this week if you can get him. I do want McDonald just to see what happens, but I actually can't afford him and to make it the upgrade that I want. But I could go to him. So I can go up to Sinclair myself. I can go up to Sinclair. Or I can go to Holmes and just get McDonald just for fun. We'll see what happens. But I actually like that. I think that you're maximizing the amount of money that you have. And you're bringing in a player that's about to play West Coast and has the best buy as well of the buys and a really good run home. Like if you go look at his run home looks good. You don't want to be playing against someone with Sinclair in your SuperCoach final series. Like take a look at his last 4 games. Right? It's North Melbourne. You start from Melbourne. It's Melbourne, North Melbourne, Richmond, Essendon, GWS.
Right, yeah.
So
that's pretty tasty.
Yeah, it is. But then Max Holmes plays West Coast in your SuperCoach Grand Final if you make it.
Yeah, that's an interesting one as well. But it's all about getting those points to get the highest rank you can. But for me, look, let's do some captains personally for my team. Then we'll get on to yours, mate. It's easy to do Dacos vice captain against the Crows, who don't tag, but every team makes an exception for Nick Dacos. And Captain Sherry against Richmond, you'd think. But Jerry's been in such good form. I kind of want to see what he scores first before making my captain, which that doesn't leave me with too many games after that. So I'll probably leave the C on Marshall McRae, but I'm pretty confident Sherry's going to have a big score. So I can always go Dacos, but if Dacos gets a 120, 130, you take that. But I really want to have a look at what Sherry's got against Richmond, because he's in some ripping form, and you can't do that if you always want to put your vice captain on the best player. So I'm going to go Sherry, and if I have to, worst case scenario, if I have to go a McRae or a Marshall captain, I can do that. Use Boyd for the loophole if he does good. And that's kind of what I'm going to do. Let's see if we can loop some plays. Caden Cleary there. We'll have an emergency. If he does good, we'll put on Hendo and do some swaps here to get these duds off the field. Obviously, Hoostwaite is playing first if he's getting a game, so we can loop him with Campo. And I think that's all the fun and tricks we can do for that. And what do you think about that one, Pete?
I think that's the best. They're the best captain choices, to be honest. If I had Cherry, I'd be VCing Cherry myself. You know what the most frustrating thing about last week was? My VCs and Cs have always been against West Coast and Richmond, and last week they played each other. So now we can go back to doing that. I like it. I can't see anyone that's screaming. I think that Dacos will probably score well, but I don't see him going absolutely nuts against Adelaide. Yeah. So probably going to secure yourself a 125, and you're going to be happy with that, but you're going to be like a little bit disappointed as well. I don't see any massive blowout scores. I just can't see any, except for Cherry, because Nank can sometimes concede really big points. I wouldn't mind a Sheasel. Like if you don't have Cherry and you've got like me, and you have Sheasel, I think the Sheasel could do pretty well against Richmond. That 144 is juicy. Oh, sorry, was that Cherry? What did Sheasel score last year against?
Let's have a look at the Schnees.
105. Actually, that's not that great. So maybe
136. So he's averaging pretty well against them. So 120 average against the opponent. One of the highest. He's probably the second highest, other than Carlton. So yeah, it's one of he's one of the teams he likes to fiddle around with. But as I said, some people there that got the Bont against Essendon, you'd be hard pressed to miss that. Vice captain the Bont into Captain Sherry. Max Gawn against Oscar O could also be your final play if you got Sherry and Gawn, because Sherry just killed Oscar McInerney last week, so there's no reason why the big bald Gawney can't do it either.
He did, but I'm just going back. He doesn't have the most amazing record against Brisbane. Okay. I'm going to read this out. His last 3 games were a 79, 138, and 0.
0 is injury affected, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember that game because so many people had him as captain that day, and he did 1 set of bounce and went and got subbed off.
I remember that. That was a great game because I didn't have him.
Same. It was fantastic for me and you.
Now, share your screen with me so I can see your team, and I want to see what trades you're doing. And
this is going to be
parties. So here, Hoostwaite, hopefully he does good. Chuck on Camperali, get that nice 80. Cleary does good. Chuck on Hendo, do something like this. Then get Cleb Daniel up there. We can take one of these other duds off. So, yep, you're ready to go?
All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Now, show me what this team's doing, mate.
No, I'm just going to put a little disclaimer. I don't recommend anyone do this. Like, genuinely, I don't recommend anyone do this.
They're really, really stupid trades is what you're telling me.
It's stupid. It's crap. And it's.
But if you know they're stupid, why are you doing it?
Because I don't like anything else this week anyway. So I don't like any of the rookies this week. So I'm picking shit at it. If there was a rookie that was a must-have that I didn't have, I would not be doing this trade. But because there's nothing that I genuinely like, I'm just going to do it anyway because the Primo, I think, is the right move. So I'm going to move everything to get this Primo in. Now, if Caleb Daniels dropped, great, because then I'm just going to move him on to Sinclair because I think Sinclair is the play this week. So I'm hoping Daniels dropped, actually, so I can just do that. But if he's not dropped, I'm going to go Clay Hall, Lindsay.
Trading out Clay Hall.
Yeah. If he doesn't play, he's out. That's it. Which I don't agree with because he's got such a low break even that he's going to make money when he does get back. But I think that having Sinclair is a bigger priority. And because I've been a bit on the reserve side when it comes to trades, I've got some trades to Burns and like a couple of boosts left, so I don't care so
you
much.
have a lot of trades left.
That's why. So I think that this is okay because then I can, next week when there's actually some decent rookies on the bubble, I'll make a play for them. That's nice. What my play is. So I don't care that I'm going to get some bottom line average rookies this week because next week, next week over the next 2 weeks, I plan on fixing that. So I'm going to bring in Sinclair this week as a must. And then I'm going to get Wicks.
I can already see who you're going to get with the amount of money you got. You won't even get Bailey McDonald.
No, I can't. I can't get him. Where is he? Oh, it didn't work. Oh, no, because they've put... Where'd they put Sinclair? Let's put him here. I can get him. Oh, I got to trade him out. I got to move him to there and then... There we go. Why isn't it letting me do it? It does work because I did do it. It works.
I believe you, man.
Yeah, it works. It does work.
I know you're trying to get that GWS loser.
Yeah, I'm getting him. It's just not letting me actually do it. I don't know why.
I know. For whatever reason, okay, I know what your trades are. You just them 3 idiots for two zeros and a Sinclair.
Them 3 who are Sinclair and basically 2 zeros to get to Sinclair because I think Sinclair's the must-have. However, if Clay Hall plays, I'm not trading him out. If Clay Hall plays, I'm not trading him out. And what I'm doing is I'm trading Peyton, right? Because Peyton is cheaper. I can't afford Sinclair, and I'm going to have to go someone like Max Holmes.
Okay.
Because I can't
if you
afford
go Max
Sinclair.
Holmes, then you can get Bailey McDonald.
Correct as well. I can get Bailey McDonald too. If I was to do that. And there's a part of me that kind of likes that better. But it would mean that I would get, hypothetically, if Delano plays, then I'll just get Bailey McDonald and Archie Wicks. That's probably what I would do. And Max Holmes. Because Max Holmes is one that I really like at his price point. I think he's got a really good, strong finish as well to the season. So I wouldn't mind jumping on him below 500K, but I think Sinclair is going to have a way stronger finish. Much, much stronger finish. I don't know why this trade's not working because I have looked at it. It definitely does work. But
I
for
believe
me,
you. I believe you. I've seen it work. I've seen your page. And guys, if you haven't liked Nerds for Life on Facebook, check them out. Lots of content there. He's got that trade posted there, I believe. So it definitely does work. But yeah, maybe SuperCoach is trying to help you out here.
I'm surprised people haven't abused me in the comment section of that trade, which kind of means that maybe some people. Maybe some people kind of like it because usually I get abused in my trades. So maybe someone's like, actually, it's not too bad. There's nothing to go for this week in rookies anyway.
How if you just sat down and just not traded for like, I don't know how many weeks you would have done it, like at least 3 weeks where you're like, no, I'm not touching my team.
Week 1 did not touch, and then there was a couple of weeks where I only did one trade because the rookie I wanted got subbed. So, for example, like Dudley, right? And I reversed a trade. And I only did one trade. And there was another week that I ended up doing no trades because I brought in one rookie because I only intended to do one trade that week. And he got subbed and I just reversed it and I just did nothing. So that's why I've got some trades to kill. And I don't mind that because I wanted to be conservative this year. It has meant that I don't have amazing cash generation. But it means I've got some trades now, and then maybe mid-season draft we actually get some good players. Or I'm trying to come home strong this year because I always have a really good start, and then I just sort of like taper towards the end. Different way of playing, I suppose. Different way of playing. But for me, my VC is Brayshaw. He's been fantastic this season. So glad I started him. So I think that he'll have a decent game. His last game against the Giants was a 154, I believe. So, yeah, so they tend to send Bedford to Sarong. And I think that is another reason why Brayshaw's scoring has been so good this year is because they continue to put pressure on Sarong. And I'm fine with that as a Brayshaw owner.
And then Brayshaw this week, I swear to God.
I hope not.
The Brayshaw or Sarong thing is like a 50k and 200 points, not including captains. If you started with if Sarong over Brayshaw, so you lost 50k on the pick, and you lost 200 points. And man, and that's not including captaincy. So if I had those 200 points, man, instead of Sarong, it'd be a much different story. So hopefully other teams can see it and they can clamp down Brayshaw for once in this year. No offense to you and your team.
I've captained him 3 times. So I'm happy. But what I don't understand is, and I genuinely mean this, you had 2 players that score roughly the same, and one was 50k more, and was getting the main tag every week. I just don't get why you would pick that one. I just think it just made sense to me.
Brayshaw can also play wing because they were playing in wing last year. Sarong can't play really forward or wing. He's always the centre bounce midfielder. So that was the kind of, and he's a bit younger. So I thought there was a little bit more age progression there. So that's my thinking behind it.
That makes sense. But also, I just think that Brayshaw has the history. His run home was so good, right? And he was playing CBA. Yeah, true. I had Sarong last year. It worked out last year. Look, honestly, I got lucky. It was probably one of the only ones I got lucky on. All my other 50-50s didn't do well, but this one did. I'll take it. I'm just going to back him in. He's in good form. Let's see what happens. And if he fails, honestly, Rowan Marshall against the Tigers? No, West Coast. Sorry, Rowan Marshall against West Coast.
Would you go Marshall over McRae?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think that's going to be my backup. Sherry into maybe Marshall myself, and
West Coast have been bleeding points to Ruckman. Absolutely bleeding points to Ruckman. And Marshall's the kind of... So Marshall looked terrible in the first half last week. I think he was on 28 at half time. And then he went nuts in that second half and scored like 70 points in that second half or more.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of guy that could do that against a decent ruck. Imagine when he plays against like Flynn and Bailey Williams and Archer Reed.
Well, Nank only scored, 84 SuperCoach against West Coast last week, which is surprising.
That's true. That's surprising, but I think that's been their lowest score with an opposition ruckman. I think everyone else. I think Briggs got injured, but but I think everyone else has got nuts.
Well, check out this stat line. So he did score 84, but Nank did have 18 touches, 4 tackles, 37 hitouts, and a goal. He did give away 6 free kicks as well. So that's probably it.
That's the type of player Nank is. He's really aggressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he has those games where he's like giving away 6 free kicks because that's just the way he plays, right? Marshall's not like that. So Marshall's not going to give away 6 free kicks, as an example. And remember, Gorn went 198 against Fleb the week before.
Gorn is a fucking absolute superstar.
He's a beast.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't imagine trading him out.
Fuck off, man. He funded other players. So look, I never liked Gorn. I only started him because I thought he was going to do really good against Keith. But then when Sherry absolutely towed him up, I'm like, all right, it's a bit past him. So let's get off this sinking ship. And I remember he had like a 200 break even. But for people who held him, good on you. But fuck you. So look, I think that's all we've got time for today, mate. So it's an absolute pleasure having you on, Pete. Good to see your team. Good to see that you're pretty highly ranked, 2,800. Hopefully you can cut that back. You got a lot more trades than the regular person. So I'm thinking you're going to come home strong like you want to. And hopefully we can both have a pretty good score. And hopefully we helped all you guys' teams. Thank you so much again. And pleasure having you on, mate.
Thanks for having me on. Good luck for the rest of your season as well. Your team's looking pretty good. So I've got some competition. You're only 1,000 spots away from me.
Easy, mate. It'll be a little bit more than that this week. So, all right. Have a good one, guys. And thanks for tuning in again. And, Maddie, if you're watching this and you're still on the podcast, get the fuck on, you weak little bitch. All right. So, that's it, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, Pete.